I'm a bit late, all right, and I know I am, but it's happened before. Remember First Man? All right, so don't get at me, okay? I just hold your horses. Us. So Us is the most recent and only second attempt by Jordan Peele at like a suspense thriller, horror, psychological thriller movie. And I'll say he did a much better job here than he did the first time. I know that Get Out was a well-made, well-directed movie with good music and everything like that, but the premise was so silly for the world that it takes place in that I just couldn't get behind it. But this time, I guess he spent a little bit more time in the shop because the premise actually works a lot better here than it did last time. There are still some major holes that I will talk about in a separate video because I have this habit of meaning to do a breakdown video of a movie after I do the review and not doing it at all. So I'm going to actually start with this one. I'm going to talk about some of the things in the plot, in the story that don't make any sense for me, but not right here. Right here, I'm just going to tell you what I think of the movie. This is also going to be very spoiler light. I'm only going to tell you one of the major things that happen. So Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke play Adelaide and Gabe Wilson. They are on vacation in Santa Cruz, going to the beach, having a great old time with their family, just, you know, rubbing shoulders with another family that they kind of have a bit of a rivalry with. That's not really the important part. But you get to, you get a good amount of time with just them to establish how they operate as a family, like what their synergy is, how they communicate with each other. So you start to understand why these characters should matter to you, which Get Out didn't exactly give me, but we got it here. Then everything takes a turn for the weird when it turns out that there's a family on their driveway that looks exactly like them and want to kill them. They're very adamant about killing them. But not really. We'll get to that. But with doppelgangers on the move, it's time to leave and never stop moving until you kill them or they kill you. It's pretty much a line in the trailer, but you know what I mean. And thus begins the longest night of anyone's life. Now, I just want to say, the song from the trailer, like the whole "I got 5 on it," I had forgotten that that song existed until I saw the trailer for the movie. And in the movie, it actually does do a pretty good job of making you uncomfortable. Most things in the movie make you uncomfortable when you're watching it, but not in like a silly way, like in Truth or Dare, but more in like a stop looking at me type of thing, you know? Because okay, I'll go ahead and tell you, the family isn't the only people that have doppelgangers. It turns out everyone in the continental United States have doppelgangers. It's kind of weird, but they're planning this event where it's like, oh, we're going to come up to the surface, we're going to kill the people we're based on, and we're going to hold hands from California to New York because Hands Across America from 1986. I'll talk about that in the future. But it's very strange because for everybody else's doppelgangers, they just walk up to the person they're based off of and just stab them with the scissors, and then they move on. But for the main family, they give them the chance to fight back, and it's really stupid. Like, there's a line where Lupita Nyong'o's doppelganger is like, we want to take our time. We've been waiting for this. And it's like, but haven't they all been waiting for this? Why are they not all taking their time? Why are they just doing it and you're just savoring the moment? It's just really strange. Like, I don't get it. It's one of the biggest issues in the movie for me, but we'll move on. I really like the way this movie was shot. Cinematography is on point. Jordan Peele absolutely knows how to shoot a conversation without it just being shot reverse shot, because that is the cheapest and laziest way to shoot a conversation. There's moments where the camera swings back and forth between the characters while they're talking. There's moments where they're just both in frame so you can see them both as they talk. It's very well done. It's like Jordan hasn't made too many movies, but he has watched possibly hundreds of movies to figure out what works and what doesn't work when it comes to camera, dialogue, staging, framing, technique, all that stuff, because it's all on point here. The filmmaking quality is equal to that of Get Out, but the premise here just works way better for me. Also, the performances would of course have to be on point since everybody's playing two versions of themselves, but it's really Lupita Nyong'o that steals the show because she's the only one whose doppelganger is intelligent and can speak. So she has to play two versions of the same character, but in a different way than everybody else in the cast has to. And this movie's got a bone-chilling score, and it's everything that you could want, and I guess you could call it a horror movie. It's not really a horror movie. It would make children uncomfortable, so if you're going to take the family to see the movie, maybe leave the little ones at home and get a babysitter. But a full-grown man, a teenager, an elderly, they should be able to handle it just fine. They've seen much worse, trust me. Overall, though, there's a lot of elements in this movie that work, and the ones that don't work, I'll have to get to later. So, as of where I stand right now, I will say that Us is worth watching and worth buying on Blu-ray. Remember, in the future, I will be doing a video where I talk about some of the things in the story that don't work for me, so expect that in about a week. And I will see you later on. Oh, wait, I forgot. Us, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below. And educate me. And as always, if you want more videos from me, then you know exactly where to click. Bad boy, I need to dance. If I don't dance, no.